family, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know, for some reason I like to say channel. Anyway guys, welcome back. I just want to thank you all for the love and the support that you guys have been giving to me for the past, how long? 2 weeks, 2 videos, so that means 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much for the love, thank you for the support, and thank you for just subscribing and for commenting. I really appreciate it guys, and I'm really happy to be here again to do another video for y'all. Now, before I get started, if you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss a video when I post. If you are returning, big up yourself. Thank you for the love and the support so far. Ensure guys that you are sharing these videos with your friends and your family, your cousin down your lane, and your sister, your brother, you know, everybody where you know might need this video. And if you know they might not need it, you can still send it to them just the same. I'm joking, but anyway guys, ensure that you are sharing and posting my videos so your girl can get the love and the support and stuff. Yes. So anyways guys, we just want to get into what we're going to talk about today. Again guys, what I want you to do is to put in your comments while you're commenting and you're talking about the current video. Ensure that you tell me what it is that you want me to talk about in my next video. I've gotten a lot of responses about what persons want me to talk about in my video. So this one is going to be why oh whew. It's one of those things, you know, that yeah, I'm not emotional about it. Maybe a little bit, because it's such a touchy topic. But this video is going to be part 1 and part 2, because I cannot tell you how I overcome being molested unless I tell you the backstory of how it all started and what had actually happened. So how I overcame that will be in my part 2 video. So this video is basically going to give you a little bit of history and how it transpired. All right, so without any further ado guys, let's get into it. All right, so where do I start? I think I'm going to come back a few years, not long, where yourself so done. So I spent my early years, the earlier years of my childhood, I spent that with my grandmother. My mother, she was living in St. Elizabeth at the time, and my grandmother was living in Clarendon. Most of my family is from Clarendon. My father's side and my mother's side is from Clarendon. So I spent the early part of my childhood there. Early part of my childhood, I'm referring to early from me born until I was about 10ish. Yeah, until about 10, 11ish, thereabouts. All right, so while I was living with my grandmother, I was never a child that felt loved or appreciated. I don't necessarily want to blame her for what happened, but I felt like my grandmother only had one child. That was my mother. So I didn't feel like she had enough experience, now that I'm looking back at it, to actually raise a child in the era that I was born with. You see what I'm saying? So I was subjected to physical abuse, verbal abuse, all of the abuse, the mental abuse, everything that you could do to abuse a child at that age. I was subjected to that. So I was physically abused countless of times for the smallest things. It could be that school ended at 5:30 and I was supposed to reach home at 6, and I reached home at 6:01 or whatever it is. That it could be that I didn't take a shower on the time when I was supposed to. Anything. I remember this specific time when she was looking for some money, and I told her the money was in the top drawer because that's where I saw her put it. And she was saying no, and I said yes, grandma, that's where you put it. And she used a comb at the time to hit me in my head, and that actually gave me my head did bust basically, and I had to wear a side plait in my head for gas school for the entire week to hide the fact that I was being abused. Okay, all right. So I was a lonely child. I never had friends. I wasn't allowed to. I was not allowed to have friends over or anything. I could not go to my neighbor's house to play with the other kids or any of that. I was just a lonely child. I got a lot of presents. I got a lot of dolls and toys and whatnot, but I still felt incomplete. So any opportunity that I would get to leave and just leave out of the space, I would appreciate it. No, my granny always send me go and shop all the time, right? So she sent me go and shop. This man know our friend, right? So she sent me go and shop all the time and stuff like that. I remember she sent me once, and I'm not sure if I should go ahead and give you guys the graphics of what happened. I'm not sure if persons would really want to know how graphic it was, but let's just leave it at the fact that that's where I was molested. There was no penetration, so thank God. But anyway, so when I say molested, I'm thinking of fondling my vagina, my breast, and we never have numbers, by the way. I'm just tell you that because I was like 9-ish, thereabout. So anyway, so this kept going on for a long while. I didn't want to tell my grandmother because I was always perceived as a child that is causing trouble. If somebody came to her and said, that I saw her here and here, she would ask me, she would just automatically assume that they're correct. So my opinion was never valid at all. So telling her would be of no use. Anyway, I endured this constantly. Why? Because she always sent me there. All right. So I remember a time came when I was just so tired of just being abused. Like I was just so tired. Have you ever had an experience where you are like living outside of your body? Like you just legit just a look on your body, you are outside and you're just looking on what is happening. That's how I felt. Anyway, me know I was about 10-ish there about when these things were happening to me. Nevertheless, I was quite aware of what was going on. So important point to note, even though you have your children, they still feel and they can still understand what's going on. All right. So I decided I'm going to tell her because boy, me just couldn't bother with the facts there. I was constantly being abused and nothing now happened for me, nothing now go on, and me just feel so hopeless. So I decided to muster up the courage and said, all right, grandmother, I'm going to tell you what is going on. Guys. So I remember I went home and I told her the exact story. So this is what is happening, Grandma. You keep sending me to this man. He owns the shop. And every time I go there, I have to endure this. I have to endure being molested. My granny decides, say, she's not having it. Why? Because at the time, she had the opportunity to, like get free stuff and what. So I'm not sure if she just blatantly didn't care that I was being molested or if it was a case she didn't want to lose the benefits of what she could have gotten. Alright, guys, I really don't know. Anyway, I got a sound beating for just saying that. And then she kept on asking me repeatedly if I'm sure if this is the person. Like, I'm sure to the point where I meet happened to, so I'm well aware of it. Anyway, she kept on asking me and telling me that no, it's not. It cannot be. This cannot happen. It has to be one of those boys on the road and stuff. And I remember, guys, how terrible I felt, how lost and just afraid I felt. I actually started to agree with her. So what had happened now? I had some, I wouldn't say friends, acquaintances. When I normally pass, we would talk as of kids my age. Them baby. So, because I wanted her, I thought that if I had said yes to whatever she wanted, then at least I would get some sort of help. So I actually agreed that it was one of the little boys. Oh God. Whew. It was one of the little boys that actually molested me. Alright, so I didn't agree for long. It was just a short time because I knew that it wasn't. So she went over the people in the yard and started cussing and behave bad and very and people said, no, so we not see her. She not come over here, so nothing can happen, whatever. Anyways, I eventually told her that they were not the ones. The man that was molesting me was that man. Anyway, she didn't believe me. Nothing happened. She kept sending me to shop just the same. Nothing changed. And I remember I can still remember it up until this day. I was there and I was just so out of it. I remember coming home from school. Now there was a bridge that I had to pass. I like one little gully, so you have one high rise and then the gully that don't have the bottom and stuff. Anyway, I remember, I don't know. Now that I know Christ, I can say it was the devil that was talking to me at that time. But at that point in time, I didn't know Christ at all or anything. And I remember just hearing that don't pass the bridge and don't pass the bridge. Just end your life because your life is really insignificant. Nobody's understanding you. Nobody's rescuing you from out of the situation. And the best way to get rid of what you're going through is to just end your life. Honestly, guys, I believed. I felt I had no purpose. A child at 9 or 10, like, guys, I had no purpose. There was nobody there. Nobody was loving me. Nobody was talking to me. Nobody was there. I was constantly being mistreated, constantly being abused. And on top of that, I was molested and nobody believed me. All right? I remember I got to the bridge now, coming home from school, got to the bridge. I stood on the ledge of the bridge, so I'm going to end my life now because at this point, there is no hope for me. And I know, this is how I remember the story. I know that I can't tell you what happened after I went on the bridge. I know I stood at the edge of the bridge and I said, all right, I'm going to jump off. No, I'm going to end my life. All I can remember is like I just blacked out or something. I don't know. But the next thing I know that I was off the ledge. I wasn't on it anymore. No, I cannot remember stepping down myself or anything like that. I don't know. I just remember that I was off the ledge and I was walking home. All right. I went home and so because I did reach home late, because I was planning on ending my own life and get one extraction or one next beating. So anyway, I said, all right then, fine. Since I can't end my life, I'm going to run away. I was 10. So I planned my escape. Anyway, I said, all right, I'm going to run away. After I actually left, I was sent to my father to get some money for school. My father broke and never have no money yet, but anyway, they still send me over there every time. So I said, this is the opportune time for me to run away. I don't know where I'm going to run away to, but I'm going to run away because, like, this ain't it. This can't be it, sis. Anyway, so I'm going to give me money now. Me take taxi, go over my father. My father saying, don't have it as usual. And he left, right? So I was supposed to take a taxi, go home. I stayed out late deliberately. So there was this lady that was my father's friend. She saw me and she's asking me, what are you doing out so late? Me at night, after 9 or so in the night, She said, what are you doing out here? I was 10, guys. And she said, you know what? I'm going to take you home with me. I'm going to call your father and let him know that you are with me and then I'm going to send him home tomorrow, which she did. But I decided that I'm not going to go home. I cannot go back home. Anyway, I took a taxi. So I came up with a plan in my mind. So my plan was I'm going to go over a friend of mine that I had that every time I was passing, we would talk and stuff. Her mom seems really nice and whatever. So I'm going to tell them that every time we get to this place, it's just like, I don't know. So, boy, if mommy ever hear this, she'll probably kill me, but well, she knows, but why I feel sorry for saying this. So I told them that this is the plan, because it had to be something drastic that they would actually take me in because they know where my grandmother lives. So I said, all right, fine. I'm going to tell them that my mother was in an accident, a car accident, and my granny had to go to Mandeville. So she had nowhere to leave me, so I'm here. Anyway, I went to the people in the yard. tell the people them say, my mother in a hospital. My mother in the hospital and my granny gone, so nobody know the day and they need to keep me. They agreed. They said, no man, your man, you can stay with us. I was there for about 3 days, and then the people them is like, no man, like, what is happening? Nobody's coming for you. We need to speak to your granny. And I tell them, say, all right, my granny don't have no phone, no or whatever. Anyways, whew, boy, I feel like I've been talking for a while. I'm gonna wrap this video up soon because I see we're already at 15 minutes and I need to cut it out. All right, guys. So anyway, the lady said, all right, I'm going to drive to your grandmother's house to see if she's back because there's no way of contacting her, so we need to know if she's back. Okay. Anyway, we drove down there. Me a shaking at myself and I said, Jesus, peace, them about to carry me back. God, yeah, no, I've been missing for 3 days. Mark me though, I was in the same community that my grandmother was in, but she didn't know where I was. So I've been missing for 3 whole days though. Anyway, go down there. She called me granny come out and say, she talked to her, and I could hear the conversation. She said, like, how is your mother? When did you come back? Whatever. And my granny's like, what? What are you talking about? She's been missing for 3 days. The last time I saw her was that she went over her father and she didn't come back. So she's been missing. We filed a report. She's been missing. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. And the lady was furious at the fact that that's what I told her. So she handed me over to my grandmother regrettably. And she left. Now you can just imagine what my granny did to me after this encounter. Anyway, we get the thrashing and the beating and the cussing and the whatever I'm supposed to get. She had to take me to the police station to let them know that I was found. Now I went to the police station. Whew. Bear with me, guys. Alright, so I went to the police station and I remember the police, they were just agreeing with my granny, like they were cussing me out, you know, saying, you can't be doing that, you're so young, you're a child. If we ever catch you a runway again, we're going to send you go, whatever the school name where bad kids go, because we realize say you're out of order based on what your granny saying. So nobody asked me anything at all. So I didn't get an opportunity to say, this is what was happening to me. Alright, so the end of the story is my mother was contacted and stuff, and then my mother actually came for me, and took me to live with her at that age. Alright, but I must tell you that I was molested a second time. Two time. But guys, I'm going to tell you the rest of the story in my next video, and how God's grace and mercy allowed me to actually be able to be out here sharing this story with you, telling you this story, and how I navigated life after being so abused. Alright guys, but I just want to thank you for joining me tonight. I said night, guys, forgive me, I'm saying night because I'm actually night where I am. So thank you guys for joining and staying tuned with me. Ensure that you subscribe and put on your notification bell so that you don't miss part 2 of this video. Alright guys, thank you for coming, thank you for joining. Have a wonderful rest of night. I'll see you next Monday for part 2. Thank you for tuning in as we journey with